They were called Nos Amours, and for 3 decades, Montrealers had a love affair with baseball.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the Montreal Expos moments that made us believe in baseball and fill us with heartbreaking nostalgia.
Dennis Martínez, El Presidente, has pitched a perfect game this afternoon in Los Angeles.
Number 10, the Washington Nationals win the World Series.
The best moment is the moment of realization. It was a long time coming. There isn't a baseball fan around who didn't write off Washington's team last night, last spring, or any time over the last 95 years. The team's owner was born 1 year after Washington won its last World Series in 1924.
When the Nats won the 2019 World Series, it felt like a ghostly echo of what might have been. 15 years after the Expos' final game, the franchise that once called Montreal home finally reached the mountaintop. For longtime fans north of the U.S. border, it was bittersweet vindication. A championship earned under a different name in a different city, but still carrying the Expos' DNA.
50 years I've been waiting for this, bud.
I love it, man. That's
50
great.
years. You know, I watched the Expos for 36 years and they never won a World Series. And then I picked up the Nationals, of course, when they moved, and I moved with them.
As the Nationals hoisted the trophy, Canadian social media feeds lit up in Expos colors, blue, red, and white. Though the banner rose above Washington, the victory reverberated through Montreal like a long-delayed exhale. The body may have been moved south, but the heart remains forever in Quebec.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 1994 Montreal Expos! To celebrate this honor, may we direct your attention to left field, where a banner is unveiled.
Number 9, the birth of the Expos.
Leon Jones in left, Tommy Agee in center. Rod, there's a hard hit ball in the deep right field, going way back for it. Way back, it's gone! Home run for Dennis again!
It all began with the crack of a bat in April 1969. Predating the Toronto Blue Jays by 8 years, Montreal became the first Major League Baseball city outside the United States when the Expos played their inaugural game against the New York Mets. The excitement was palpable as curious baseball fans packed in, eager to see how the brand new team would fare on the grand stage.
Well, who would have wagered, and we don't want to wager on baseball, that the first Expo to hit a home run in the 1969 season would be a pitcher?
The Expos' debut, an 11-10 victory at Shea Stadium, opened doors for generations of Canadian baseball fans. The genesis of Les Expos did not simply mark a footnote in MLB history. It sparked a cultural phenomenon in Montreal that would last for over 30 unforgettable seasons.
How about that? Well, charge runs number 9 and 10 to Mr. Jackson. And Coco Lavoie, who's hit the third Expo home run this afternoon, comes in with run number 11, and the Expos lead 11-6.
Number 8, Montreal falls for Nos Amours.
Andre Dawson combines with Warren Cromartie to get Paul Blair trying to stretch a single into a double. Good heads-up play.
Seen that tried quite a few times in the outfield, but haven't seen it work. That time it was perfect. The reason it worked is Cromartie's a left-handed thrower, and running over facing Dawson, he didn't have to turn around, just take the ball and fire it in.
They were more than a ball club. They became Nos Amours, French for our beloved. In this era, the Montreal Expos became the beating heart of the city. A young, swaggering core of Andre Dawson, Gary Carter, Tim Raines, and Warren Cromartie gave fans reason to dream, while Olympic Stadium pulsed with energy every summer night.
In July 1979, Le Grand Orange returned. 57,000 plus in the stands, a 5-minute ovation. A pinch hitter in the heat of a pennant race, but the fans loved him, just like old times.
The club's thrilling mix of speed, power, and charisma made them must-see entertainment, not just for Montrealers, but for baseball fans across North America. Crowds topped 2 million, a staggering figure for the time, and the team's identity became inseparable from the city's own. These were the years when Montreal truly fell in love with baseball and believed for the first time that a World Series could come north of the border.
Others kept their minds off the weather by indulging in the standard baseball fare of hot dogs and beer. But of course, the best way of all to keep warm was to have something to cheer about. And they did. The Expos beat the Phillies 3-1. Perhaps that, and the fact that the second game is at night, will help fill the stands tomorrow.
Number 7, moving into Olympic Stadium. The late 70s marked a period of transformation as the team moved from their original home of Jerry Park into the monumental and infamous Olympic Stadium. While the new stadium had its quirks, just ask any Montrealer about the roof, it represented a new era for the franchise, signifying growth and ambition. The cavernous ballpark provided a place where over 50,000 fans could gather, their voices echoing in support of Nos Amours. The move underscored Montreal's commitment to being a true baseball city, setting the stage for the team's most hopeful period.
They're the Montreal Expos from April until September, but when they're winning in October, they become Canada's Expos. And much is made of that Canadian connection. These are the first playoff games ever in Canada, and greater glory, we could soon be involved in our first World Series. Cause for singing.
Number 6, Tim Raines knocks it out of the park.
Tonight's All-Star game. No less sensational was Montreal speedster Tim Raines, an incredible 50 stolen bases in his first 55 games.
No player embodied the thrill of Expos baseball quite like Tim Raines. When he burst onto the scene in the early 1980s, rock was kinetic energy in motion. Raines redefined leadoff hitting, terrorizing pitchers and catchers alike with his explosive first step and unrelenting drive. From 1981 to 1984, he led the National League in stolen bases 4 straight times, often turning routine singles into chaotic scoring opportunities.
Quite simply, when it comes to stealing bases, Tim reigns supreme. Then on September 13th, during a win against Chicago, Montreal suffered a crushing blow when Raines fractured his right hand sliding into home and would be limited to pinch running duties the rest of the regular season.
Beyond the stats, though, Raines brought swagger, joy, and an anchoring sense of identity to the franchise. His 7 All-Star selections as an Expo made him one of baseball's premier talents. And decades later, his Hall of Fame induction ensured that both his name and Montreal's legacy within the sport would live forever.
Elected on his 10th and final opportunity, Tim Raines is just the 3rd player to be inducted into the Hall as an Expo. Former greats Andre Dawson and Gary Carter wanted to be inducted under other teams. Carter as a New York Met, Dawson as a Chicago Cub.
That's where it started for me, and it's only fitting.
Number 5, Dennis Martinez's perfect game.
You are looking at the happiest man in baseball at this moment. Dennis Martínez, a perfect game. Dennis, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dave.
July 28, 1991 arguably stands as the crown jewel of Montreal's baseball history. Under the bright California sun, Dennis El Presidente Martinez etched his name into immortality with a performance as pristine as it was poetic. A perfect game against the Los Angeles Dodgers. 27 batters stepped to the plate, and 27 were sent back helpless.
I was going to give it the best shot that I could, and fortunately, thanks God, and I want to give you thanks to my family back in Montreal. This is great.
It was only the 13th perfect game in Major League history, and for Expos fans, it felt like vindication. For one glorious afternoon, a franchise so often haunted by heartbreak found perfection. Martinez's masterpiece became a symbol of what the Expos could be: brilliant, resilient, and unforgettable.
Dennis Martínez, congratulations. You gave all of us a tremendous baseball thrill. Mucho gracias.
And this is for the people in Montreal also, for the fans down there, that they've been real great.
Number 4, Blue Monday.
Now in the stretch. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's swung on, fly ball, center field. Dawson going back onto the warning track. Dawson at the wall. That ball is a home run!
Heartbreak arrived on a cold, gray October afternoon that still echoes through Montreal's sporting memory. In the decisive Game 5 of the 1981 National League Championship Series, the valiant Expos stood just 1 win away from the World Series, a dream within reach. But in the top of the 9th, with 2 outs amid palpable tension, Dodgers outfielder Rick Monday connected with a Steve Rogers fastball and sent it arcing over the fence.
That ball is out of here, and a home run for Rick Monday, and the Dodger bench clears to congratulate Rick Monday, who has hit a 2-out home run here in the 9th inning, and it appeared that Andre Dawson had room as he went back to the fence, and he just flat ran out of room as the ball cleared the fence at about the 385 mark.
The silence that followed inside Olympic Stadium was deafening. Blue Monday, as it came to be known, became a collective wound in the city's sporting soul. Though the Expos fell just short, that playoff run galvanized their fan base, etching the club's competitive fire into baseball lore.
He hit it hard. He hit it to center field, the deepest part of the field. Andre went back on it. Thought he had a chance, but it just cleared the fence.
A ninth inning home run. And the Dodgers have gone ahead 2-1.
Number 3, the dream season that wasn't.
The Expos leave the field in first place, yet wondering if their best season ever's in jeopardy. Even so, they're prepared to sit it out for as long as it takes.
It doesn't matter how we've been playing. Of course, this is probably our best year playing, but we're talking about the whole game of baseball. You know, we didn't want to strike. We didn't want this to happen, but we have no other choice.
There are moments in sports when time seems to stand still. And for Montreal, all of 1994 was one of them. That summer, the Expos were electric. A juggernaut powered by Larry Walker's bat, Moises Alou's flair, Marquise Grissom's speed, and a young Pedro Martinez's fire. By mid-August, they held the best record in baseball, and Olympic Stadium pulsed with belief that destiny had come knocking. Then came the player strike, and with it, devastation.
Every game is every game, and if this is the last game, until we strike, which, it probably will be, so be it. We've got to do what we've got to do.
There's a little bit more intelligence on both sides than people really give credit for, and I think when everything's said and done and the rhetoric stops and they really get down to, really laying out some facts on both sides, that we'll get something done.
The season ended overnight, and the dream was erased before it could be realized. Montreal never got its World Series nor its team back. 1994 was the year Expos touched greatness, only to have it unceremoniously ripped away.
So at this point, the season is secondary. The real issue is not when they'll return, but rather under what terms they'll return.
The strike is definitely going to hurt us, and I guess what's the most important aspect is what's the new structure, what's going to be implemented, what's going to happen. And I think we're looking forward to that, to see what happens. Then we'll know what our status is.
Number 2, one last game.
The past decade saw the Expos sold, bought, and sold again. Each season brought speculation it would be the last. Tonight, the confirmation. The Expos will move to Washington, D.C., and the final game for the hometown crowd.
September 29, 2004 was the day Montreal said goodbye to baseball. On that Wednesday night, 31,395 fans filled Olympic Stadium to witness the Expos' final home game. A 9-1 loss to the Miami Marlins, then known as the Florida Marlins. As the last out was recorded, a city's 36-year love affair with Major League Baseball came to an end.
Well, the Expos were murdered by the Olympic Stadium. It was a homicide. You had a good team in a small little stadium at Jerry Park, and then the dream of the Olympics came in, and we had to move to this awful, cavernous, ghastly sort of a tomb.
The franchise, hamstrung by dwindling attendance, ownership instability under MLB control, and years of relocation rumors, was bound for Washington, D.C., where it would become the Nationals. Yet for Montrealers, the emotion in the air transcended defeat. Standing ovations, homemade banners, and tears turned the night into a communal farewell, a moving elegy to Nos Amours.
You guys have been great. The people of Montreal have been great. The workers at the stadium, super people. I wish we could stay and play a couple more years. Thank you all very much for coming out. Thank you.
Didn't think this day would ever happen. It's been bearable. It's hard.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the Expos endure.
All right, the late Gary Carter has been immortalized in Montreal. A ballpark in Ahuntsic has been named after him. The official naming ceremony took place recently, and his family and former teammates were all there. The Expos may be gone in Montreal, but their memory lives on.
Decades after their final game, the Montreal Expos remain an enduring symbol of what could have been. Born in 1969 as Canada's first Major League Baseball franchise, they captivated fans with a mix of Quebecois flair and small market grit. From Jerry Park's intimacy to Olympic Stadium's vast echoes, Nos Amours built a loyal following that refused to fade, even after the franchise's relocation.
For the 5th straight year, Major League Baseball has made its way back to Montreal. The one-time home of the Expos has drawn the attention of more than 100,000 fans each preseason weekend, which is expected again this year. The idea to bring spring training baseball up north was with the hope to test the waters and see what interest the fans still had in the game.
Their tricolor logo still moves merchandise faster than many active teams, a testament to nostalgia and identity. And every few summers, when talk resurfaces of a potential revival, hope flickers again. Because the Expos were never just a baseball team. They were Montreal's heartbeat, still faintly audible beneath the silence of the Big O.
I'm not sure I want it as expansion. I would love to see an existing team move back to Montreal. But based on the fan support that we saw last year in the series against the Mets and the fan support that we're going to see tomorrow night and Saturday at Olympic Stadium, to me, this is a baseball city and should have a major league team.
What's your favorite Montreal Expos moment? Are there any we missed? Be sure to let us know in the comments below.
Ladies and gentlemen,